February 20, 1954. President Dwight D. Eisenhower was vacationing in Palm Springs, California, when he suddenly vanished from public view. That night, as the story goes, he was rushed away to Edwards Air Force Base. The White House issued a brief statement the next day. Eisenhower had chipped a tooth during a fried chicken dinner and was taken to a local dentist. Reporters accepted the explanation. But decades later, this otherwise forgettable event would become the foundation for one of the most persistent conspiracy theories in UFO lore, that Eisenhower met with extraterrestrials. According to believers, that night at Edwards marked the first official contact between the US government and an alien race. The story first gained traction in the 1980s, with accounts from former military personnel and secondhand testimonies suggesting that Eisenhower was introduced to beings of non-human origin. Some versions say the aliens were humanoid, possibly resembling the so-called Nordics, tall, pale-skinned, and blue-eyed. Others suggest the infamous Greys, with their large heads and black eyes. The details vary, but the core claim is that a treaty was signed. Known as the Greada Treaty in UFO circles, the alleged agreement is said to have outlined a secret arrangement. In exchange for advanced technology, the aliens would be allowed to conduct limited biological experiments on humans, including abductions, as long as the individuals were not harmed and were returned. The US would keep quiet. In return, it would gain propulsion systems, metallurgy techniques, and communications technology far ahead of anything available at the time. There is, of course, no verified document that confirms the existence of such a treaty. No official statements, no physical evidence. And yet, the story persists. Supporters cite circumstantial signs, the massive technological boom that followed in the late 1950s and 1960s, including the sudden advancement of integrated circuits, laser technology, and stealth systems. Could these have come from alien sources? Or was it simply the natural curve of innovation in a post-war industrialized society? The claim about Eisenhower meeting with aliens has been repeated in books, documentaries, and even by former military personnel. Retired Command Sergeant Major Robert Dean, for instance, spoke frequently about secret NATO and US programs related to UFOs. He claimed to have read classified reports that referenced Eisenhower's alleged meeting. Another former US Navy intelligence officer, William Cooper, included the event in his infamous book Behold a Pale Horse, blending it with a wide range of other conspiracies. These accounts, however, are almost entirely anecdotal. None of the individuals offering such claims ever presented hard evidence. Some of them, like Cooper, later disavowed portions of their own stories, or became associated with disinformation and hoaxes. Still, the idea of a US president negotiating with aliens taps into something potent, a belief that the government knows more than it's telling, and that history has been shaped by hidden forces. It's not just Eisenhower either. Over the years, rumors have spread about other presidents and their involvement with UFO secrets. John F. Kennedy allegedly demanded access to top-secret UFO files just days before his assassination. Richard Nixon, according to comedian Jackie Gleason, once took him to see alien bodies at Homestead Air Force Base. Ronald Reagan publicly mentioned seeing a UFO before his presidency, and as president, he often spoke about the unifying threat an alien presence might pose. Even more recently, former presidents like Bill Clinton and Barack Obama have acknowledged public curiosity around UFOs. Clinton joked that he tried to find out the truth about Area 51, but was denied access. Obama, in a 2021 interview, said, "There's footage and records of objects in the skies, and we don't know exactly what they are." None of these comments constitute proof of alien contact, but they do fuel the public's sense that something is being kept out of view. It's the absence of clarity, not the presence of confirmation, that keeps the speculation alive. Journalists and historians who've investigated the Eisenhower alien meeting story often point to the context of the Cold War. In 1954, secrecy was the norm. The US was testing hydrogen bombs, building spy planes, and developing new forms of surveillance. Edwards Air Force Base was a key testing ground for cutting-edge aviation projects. Security was absolute. Even a mundane visit by the president could have been shrouded in secrecy for entirely terrestrial reasons. Moreover, The missing night in Eisenhower's Palm Springs trip was not entirely missing. White House logs show that he did indeed see a dentist, as stated. There's even a signed bill from the dentist confirming the visit. But believers argue that this only strengthens their case. It's a convenient cover story, they say, one that fits too perfectly. In conspiracy logic, the neatness of an explanation often becomes a reason to doubt it. From a journalistic standpoint, the Eisenhower story exemplifies how conspiracy theories evolve. A minor gap in the official narrative becomes a point of entry. Add a few secondhand witnesses, some unverified documents, and a cultural hunger for mystery, and the result is a story that lasts for generations. So what's really going on? Is there any chance that Eisenhower or any other world leader actually met with beings from another planet? Or is this an expression of a deeper human need to believe in cosmic secrets, to imagine that we're not alone and that someone in power knows the truth? The truth is, no verified records, transcripts, or credible eyewitnesses confirm the meeting. But belief in it endures. The story's survival may say more about us than about Eisenhower. It reveals our skepticism, our yearning for answers, and our suspicion that the powerful always know more than they admit.